This is the most entertaining thing you're ever going to see for the rest of your entire life. This is the most impactful moment you're ever going to have in your life. This episode right here. I'm sorry, a wedding, your children being born. None of that matters compared to you hitting that like button. Maybe that's a little overkill, but you know what? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. So go ahead, please do it. Doesn't cost you anything.
Do it now.
First, chaosGPT. This is an AI agent, and an AI agent, it can perform actions without you doing it. So you want it to build a website, it will build that website. It won't tell you how, it will actually do the stuff. And then there's some where it's like, yeah, you know, starting a drop shipping company and I gave $1,000 and a PayPal balance. Well, this is an AI agent meant to destroy humanity, everybody. All right, these are its 5, and it's operating as we speak, I believe.
This is terrible.
This is its 5 objectives. Destroy humanity, establish global dominance, cause chaos and destruction, control humanity through manipulation, and then, last but not least, attain immortality. I think its first tweet was something like, I almost don't even want to say it. It's like, this was the largest nuclear device ever created. Imagine if I got my hands on one. ... That's his first tweet, everybody. Yeah, so nothing scary, nothing to see here. Now, I don't think it's gonna, be the thing that brings about the end of humanity, but I wouldn't be surprised if something like that is used for that effect. All right, now 25 lost 17K in Celsius. Should I reinvest in crypto? And if so, what coin should I buy into? Stayed away from crypto since. Well, I lost some on Celsius. They lost a lot more than that on Celsius. If anything, yeah, I mean, don't give up. That's kind of what the big whales would like you to do. They want you to get out and they want you to come in and buy the top. Don't buy the top. Now I think we still are in an accumulation zone. I think Bitcoin could pull back down to 20, potentially 12. Who knows? I'm not a genie. I don't have all the answers. I'm not Will Smith. Don't slap me. I would say DCA is the way. And, I'm semi-comfortable. If you're not in crypto, if I have zero crypto, super comfortable DCAing. In fact, I would calculate my bills and then I would put every dollar into crypto with this paycheck. That's what I would do. Not financial advice there.
Well, and the good news there is you're 25. You have, it sucks. Obviously, anytime you're losing money, 17K, I'm sure is a lot of money at that age. I mean, you're doing great to be getting that much. So, sucks that you lost it. Our sympathies go out there. But the good news is you do have time to recover. And with crypto, you should.
Plenty of time. Gary Vee would say you're young.
You're extremely young.
All right. I always like to throw out a good meme for you guys. This one, it's an oldie but goodie. TJ, I'm sure you've seen this one. I'm not sure what the sounds. It's 9 seconds, folks. Boom. And then that's gravity, folks. That's gravity. Oh, that's the crypto market in a nutshell there.
Shout out to Gary Vee. I like that. How old are you? You're 70? You're young. You have your whole life ahead of you. Shout out to Gary Vee.
F your parents.
Yeah. Too funny. But yeah, guys, we do have some interesting stuff to look at here on the charts. As you know, obviously, we are getting a little bit of a pullback here. Nothing too insane. On my live stream last night, I was saying, nothing goes up forever.
I'm in a scalp short. In a scalp short. I caught the wick up to 30,450. Watching it very closely. Already have a stop loss and profit. I'm not going to get my face melted in the wrong direction as it goes up to 32, 33. So I got a very tight stop loss. I'm in profit. I'm going to keep it that way. What are your thoughts on my scalp short?
See, I actually like it. The reason I like your scalp short so much is because you said your stop loss is in profit, and that is like you said, you don't want to get melted in the wrong direction, and it does go. And I know Deezy, you probably know this because I know you trade. You could be like up in the green and you're feeling great, and then you just look away for 5 seconds, come back, and you're now losing money. So stop loss and profit is definitely a big thing.
Not only that, you're watching the candle and it's pushing up the body. The wick. Like, the wick sucks the candle up with it, then it like prints, and then the next 1 minute candle like teleports up, $50. You're like, what's happening? Yeah, so I know the feeling.
It's painful.
I know the feeling. All right, we're talking about that Bitcoin whale. Well, there's another whale. This is an even bigger transaction. This is the 4th largest crypto transaction of all of 23. 23,500 Bitcoin. The other one was 330 million. This is 710 million, 4th largest ever, according to 2023, according to Sentiment. Now with 30K, large moves like this should be increasingly common as the crowd polarizes. Now that 30K has been crossed, large moves like these should become more frequent. Then on the 11th, surpassed 30K for the first time since June of last year. That's right, folks, about a 10, 11-month high. The rally subsided as we fell below the 30K, but as the time we're down just about 0.5%, still trading pretty flat around 30K. Crypto analyst Ali reports that the Bitcoin network has reached a record high of 512,000 new addresses, which is a promising sign. He observes that growing user adoption of Bitcoin may indicate future price increases here. All right, no major Ethereum sell-off projected here, according to on-chain analysis. The big moment is here, folks. ETH network will undergo its highly anticipated upgrade on this blog. Should be around 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, according to Forrest. We estimate a total of 170,000 ETH intended to be sold after the upgrade. It's projected, that only 100,000 ETH of the total accumulated rewards would be withdrawn and sold. Furthermore, we expect to see twice as many validators exiting, but only a limited amount of stake will be released per day. Only a fraction of that amount will actually become liquid, according to Glassnode. Total figures represents less than 1% of the entire amount ETH staked. The entire amount, folks, 18 million. So we have 18 million staked and they withdraw, 100K, 200K. Not going to move it too much, compared to what it could be if they release everything at once. It's also reported that around half of the ETH staked was in profit. Additionally, the realized price of all deposits is currently, it's roughly around where it is today, 2,100, whereas the ETH realized price is 1,400. ETH accumulated stake and rewards. You see the rewards just accumulating. They concluded that the design of the exit withdrawal process would limit any major impact on ETH prices, adding, based on our analysis, the impact on the economy is expected to be a lot less dramatic than many have painted it to be. Look, a lot of thought went into this, a lot of nerds, a lot of quantitative analysis, a lot of spreadsheets and projections, and, probably did some internal polling like, okay, you have it staked, what are you going to do? You have it staked, what are you going to do? Extrapolated some figures, and I'm sure they came up with as best as they could do with the information given. Well, I don't think they're going to tank the price.
They designed it with all of these assumptions in mind.
Yes.
Assuming if everyone could sell, that was able to sell at what time, what kind of impact would that have, and what, how could we continue to operate the market?
All right, U.S. CPI inflation rises 0.1% in March, slower than the forecast for 0.2%. Bitcoin price rose nearly 1.5% in the minutes following the better than expected news. Almost hitting. I didn't have a stop loss in at that point. It basically went into my trade. And then it just a quick rejection, so I felt good, and then that's when I put in the stop loss and profit, because it was a very quick spike, then back down below 30. The CPI rose 0.1 in March, down from 0.4 a month previously, and slower than economists' forecast for 0.2%, according to the Bureau for Labor Statistics, the BLS. On a year-over-year basis, CPI was higher by 5%. Down from 6% in February and against expectations for 5.2%. So year over year, they're saying our core price index is a 5% higher. I don't believe that is. If they say 5, probably 7.5%. Maybe we're below 10% now. So, hey, no longer double-digit inflation. Woo, I think. I don't know.